Hello, good evening from Bangladesh. Hello, respected moderator. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible and your screen is visible. Okay, this is
I think
time
I am the
to.
first speaker. I think I am the first speaker. So, or second speaker.
Yeah, sir. You are second speaker. Second speaker. I have
Oh,
mentioned.
then I am stopping. I am stopping.
It's time. Let's start. Yeah. Okay. It's evening in Kazakhstan, and I can say good evening, good afternoon, and you are welcome to our today's international webinar called Positive Parenting. And as you know, according to the schedule, we have got 4 speakers in today's webinar. And the first speaker, I ask you sorry if I couldn't read your name properly. Yeah, Hudes Azucena Salazar Tortola, Guatemala coordinator, and you are given an opening remarks, please.
My name is Udet Azucena Salazar Tortola. I'm from Guatemala. I am the coordinator of my country. In Guatemala, the official language is Spanish, and it is my mother tongue. Sorry if after any time I do not pronounce English well. I am honored to begin to the Global Education Network. Appreciate begin assigned to welcome this event, International Webinar of Positive Parenting. On behalf of the organizer and speakers, everyone is welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let's go on according to our webinar. The second speaker is Anand from India. Please, are you here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm here. Can I take over?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. I hope everybody is able to see this and hear me also.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Very good evening to everyone. I'm very grateful to GEN for having provided me with this opportunity of sharing a few of my thoughts on positive parenting. And today I'm here to speak both as a teacher with 32 years of experience and as a mother of 2 grown-up children. So I have a combination of both to share with you. I'll be talking from the point of view of students also, how I have dealt with them in school and how I have dealt with 2 of my students at home. So now I'm just going to start this webinar. Now, I think all of us who are here, except for the students, I think, who are attending, maybe all of us will agree with this, that of all the jobs that a person is doing, whether it's a male or a female, whatever hours you're putting in, you may be giving some kind of overtime, you may be working on Saturdays, Sundays, but the most strenuous, the most arduous, and the most thankful of them all is parenting. We are not even paid for that. And parenting is a skill that can be developed and mastered like any other skill. It's not something that one uncovers during their parenting journey. It's not something that one is good at. In fact, when we talk of good parents, they are not born, they are made. We have to learn a lot of things. We have to do a lot of experiments, because one day a particular thing may work with the kids, it might not work the next time. Parenting is the responsibility of one's responsibility as a parent in a loving but practical manner. Everyone's parenting style differs, not even from parent to parent, but even from child to child. If you have 2 children or 3 children that you're rearing up, nurturing, you may be using a different style with these 2 or 3 kids also. It's not the same. And let me just tell you one thing. Till our parents are alive, we are a kid only. Our parents are our sheet anchors. We have just seen a recent example. A particular person, a particular prince became a king at an age of 73 only when his mother passed away. So till we have our parents or parent alive, we are kids. We are always children till our parents are alive. Now, before I go on to some parenting tips, let me just explain to you about some examples of what kind of parents we could be or what kind of parents we have or had. In psychology, we have different kind of parents. We have authoritarian parents, we have authoritative parents, we have some other types of parents, but here it's a very common example. And I think when we are bringing up our children, we can relate to it. One type of a parent is an elephant parent. Elephant parent is a parent where the parent doesn't want to expose the child to any kind of unseen circumstances or any kind of insecurity. Okay, fine, you're getting good grades at school. Okay, I don't have any problem. You're getting or not getting, it's not a problem for me. You don't want to go out to play, it's okay. But they want to keep their child very close to them, like an elephant does. So they want to keep their child physically close to them. Second kind of a parent is a tiger parent. A parent who is very strict, wants a lot of good grades from the children. They're very demanding. And at the same time, not only good grades, but they also want that their child should excel in the extracurricular activities also. And that kind of an atmosphere they have at home also, where they have they're exhibiting a lot of strictness. Then is a helicopter parent, all the time hovering around the child, sneaking into their room to see what they're doing, literally standing behind their back all the time. And, a helicopter can just swap down anywhere. So when they find any trouble coming to their child, they come down and they try to solve it instead of letting the child solve that. So that's a helicopter parent, all the time, zoom, 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 zoom around the child only. Then we have a kind of a category of parent who are a lawn mower, and even if things get worse, there could be a snowplow parent also. Lawn mower is doing the job of completely getting rid of all the grass that is there to clean up the entire garden. So anything that is an adversity or any kind of obstacle in the way of the child, they just remove it. And if things get worse, they are also acting as a snowplow. A snowplower does that in a very, very strong manner, because with more force, because you have to move the snow. So that gives us some kind of a background to what kind of a parent we may be. Now, while I'm talking about positive parenting, why do we use the word positive parenting? Can parenting be negative? I don't think so. There's not a single parent who doesn't want the welfare of the child. There is not a single parent who wants that the child, whatever resources the parents have, they try to bring out the best in their children. But however, in our eagerness, in our overprotection, in our zealousness, sometimes we are making certain parenting mistakes. And sometimes we don't even realize this. We are doing it inadvertently. Now, the first mistake that we generally make is our children do not listen to us. They don't obey us. We want our children to listen to us. I'm very sorry to say, but this is a misconception. Children are not supposed to listen to what we say. Children are supposed to listen to what we do. We have to be role models for them. You must have seen as a child, small children generally, when you're not in the room, they try to pick up your specs and try to mimic you, or sometimes they wear your heels, sandals if you're wearing them, and try to walk like you. So they mimic you. So if you want your children to listen to you, you have to do as you want them to do. So instead of shouting at them, yelling at them, telling them to do a lot of things, if we are good role models to them, automatically they will do as they see. Second parenting mistake is that we consider our children to be some kind of a different kind of species, not a species which is Homo sapien or human beings. We consider them to be a species apart from human beings. They're some kind of plant or animal species. Now you'll be thinking, what am I saying? How can I say that? How can I say that? Because we generally pull the children's body. We shout at them, we yell at them, and sometimes we are even criticizing our children in front of the other relatives or their teachers as if they're not there in the room. We don't respect our children. And that is a very wrong thing that we are doing. We must remember that the child is an adult with a small body. A child also has a lot of all the emotions rather that an adult has, maybe happiness, unhappiness, frustration, nervousness, but sometimes he's not able to exhibit them. That doesn't mean that he's not having these emotions. We mistake their result with their actions. Now, sometimes what happens is if a child did not mean something bad or something ill, but the result happened to be so, we blame him. We tell him, no, you wanted to do this. Now, I'll give an example here. Once there was this girl in a particular school. She was admitted to another school, and when she went there, she saw some seniors greeting each other every morning, but just, kind of slapping each other or just kind of hitting each other in a friendly way. And they were reciprocating. One was hitting, the other was hitting back. So she thought that it was a way of greeting the children in the school. So when she went to the class the next day, she started hitting the students around her. But those students whom she was hitting didn't know it was kind of a game, so they did not hit back. So this happened for a few days. And after that, the teacher called the mother to complain that when this girl comes in the morning, she hits the other students. And when the mother tried to talk to her, she told her that I thought it was a way of greeting the students in this new school. So her action was not, I mean, maybe her result was wrong, but her action was not wrong. What she had thought was, she thought that she was greeting the other students in a loving manner. Now, another mistake is that when a child says no to us, or when a child does not obey us immediately, we think that this child is trying to do this deliberately to cause aggravation to us. That may not be the case. A child always does something which he thinks is correct from his point of view. I want to, suppose it's a holiday for the child, and I want everything to be spick and span, everything should be in place. So I tell my child in the morning, go and have a shower, go and take a bath. I told him once, I told him twice, I told him 3 times. The child is not listening to me. I get very angry. You always do this. You want to cause some kind of aggravation. You're doing it deliberately. we have to understand maybe at that point of time, the child doesn't want to have a bath. So leave him. He'll have it later on. And to a certain point, we should allow a child to do as he or she wants to do till he is not causing any danger to himself or the others. So let him do it. If he doesn't want to take a bath, okay, fine. He'll do that tomorrow or later on. Another problem with us is, as parents, we always start our sentence with don't. How dare you? No, that should not be the case. Never, never, ever start your sentence with don't. Always use positive reinforcements if you want your child to listen to us. And sometimes the child exhibits negative behaviors, tantrums, maybe he yells, maybe he gets angry. And what are we doing? These are just the triggers. And then our button gets on. We do the same. We shout, we yell at him, we call him names. And that leads to more non-cooperation, more disobedience from the child, thus creating a vicious circle. We go round and round and round. We say something, he says something. He says something, we say something. Finally, we slam our doors and go and sit in different rooms. We do not communicate with each other. Another very common sentence which all of us as parents have uttered many a times in our life is, this is my house. You will have to follow my rules, my way or highway. I brought you into this world. I'm paying your fees. I'm providing you with everything. So how dare you? Just think for a minute. If your child takes these opportunities and says, when you tell him, just leave my house and go, he says, thank you so much. I'm ready to go. How will you feel? Just imagine every time we tell him, go out, get out of my house. This is my house. These are my rules. But see from the point of view of the child also. He may be very unhappy in the kind of atmosphere that you have created in your house. So one fine day, he might just say, okay, fine, thank you. You've given me, you just want me to go. Okay, fine, I'm going. Or I just don't want to stay in your house because you have so many inhibitions. It's like a prison for me. So let us not threaten him with something that we are not able to do or we don't want to do. Now, this is your child. This is the tip of the iceberg. Whenever our child is throwing some tantrums, if he's showing some anger, if he's showing some negative behaviors, that is only 20%. 80% is below the surface, which we don't understand. Maybe some humiliation, some rejection at home, in school, in his playground, with his friends. Maybe he's tired, maybe he's hungry if that's a child is of a younger age. Maybe he's not getting any, maybe he's caged at home, no physical activity. So we need to go down deep into finding out all these problems because we're only able to see 20% of the tip of the iceberg and we fail to see what is beneath that. So we have to go down and see that below the surface. Now, let us go. When I was speaking, I was explaining certain things that we should be doing, but at a very basic level, we have to have what I feel is, I don't know whether everybody agrees with me or not, maybe you don't. What I feel is that instead of the child needing counseling, it is the parents who need to be counseled. Many a times we are not able to understand the child. There was a time, if you go back and see, in our grandparents' time, there used to be 8, 8, 9, 9, 10 children in the family. We have come from a family of maybe 3, 4. Now we just have a family of father, mother, and just one child, not even 2 per child, per family. And if we are not able to understand the problem of that one child also, then there needs to be, then there is something that we need to ponder upon, something that we need to retrospect also. If the child is misbehaving, if the child is throwing tantrums, at that particular time, as a parent, we should take a step back. We should put on our oxygen mask and we should think and try and figure out what is troubling him. What can be done to solve his problem? We should think from the child's point of view instead of retaliating at that time, shouting at that time. That is not going to solve the problem. And if possible, we should not speak to the child at that time because he is not going to listen. So let us keep it for a little later that we can speak to him and try to put some sense in. Instead of at that time, suppose he's throwing some tantrums or negative behaviors, instead of noticing your child's behavior or shouting at him, just try to use positive reinforcements. You see, many a times the children try to attract the attention of the parents in a negative way. And if you are taking the bait, if you are shouting at him, screaming at him, he has succeeded in his mission. He has attracted your attention, but in a negative way. So that particular moment, you can try to shift your child's focus and then you shift his negative behavior. If the child is small, show him something out of the window. See, look at that. It's raining outside. Look at the clouds. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that bird. So at that particular moment, you will be able to attract or shift your child's attention and you will shift his behavior also. Always replace negative remarks by positive reinforcements. As a parent, we have to ignore so many things and we need to be very, very positive in the remarks that we are giving to our child. Do both snorkeling and scuba diving for your children. Now, these both are sports related to water. And if you have done this or seen this, they are both some of the favorite sports of some people who love swimming and water activities. Snorkeling is on the surface, that you are just on the surface and it's just equal to swimming. And you are actually getting a good glimpse of the natural water beauty. But for scuba diving, for snorkeling, you just need to be an ordinary swimmer. But for scuba diving, you need to be specially trained and you need to go down with special equipment, with special things. As a parent, we have to be both a snorkeler as well as scuba diver. How? Sometimes we just need to know about the problem of a child superficially, and that's the end of it. Let's keep an eye on the child, not spy. But sometimes we need to go down deep into the mind of the child to find out what is cooking there. That is scuba diving. Try snorkeling first and then go for scuba diving. One particular day, suppose your child comes back home and you offer him, ask him to have his lunch like every day. You've been doing it for many weeks, many months. But this particular day, you ask your child, okay, fine, let's have lunch. The child says, no, I don't want to have lunch. You look at him and say, okay, you really don't want to have lunch? He says, no. Not hungry? No, I'm not hungry. I don't want to have. Okay, leave it at that. That is snorkeling. But if your child has refused to have lunch and after that, he shows some negative behavior, like he just throws his bag down or he has slammed the door and has gone into his room, then you need to go down deep to find out what has happened. Recollect, when he was going to school in the morning, did you say something to him? Or did something happen last night? Or was he supposed to get some results today? Or maybe he's had a fight with someone today. So that is scuba diving. Keep an eye on him. Keep going to his room on and off to see how he is. And then if he's okay by evening, you can offer him some of his, maybe a favorite dish of his, which you should have prepared in the meantime. But otherwise, if he feels like talking to you, You go into his room and talk to him, ask him to tell you what happened, or he'll come out and tell you. But when he came back from the school and when he said, I don't want to have my lunch, you start off ranting, I don't know what's wrong with you. I prepared this especially for you. You're coming and saying you don't want to have. That is going to make matters worse. Wait till the time comes and eventually he will tell you himself as to what was, troubling him. Listen to their small things when they are small. Otherwise, they will not tell you their big things when they grow up. As a child, it is your first duty. Whatever duties you're performing, you may be the CEO of some company, you may be the boss, you may be the principal, whatever. But please, we have to give time to our children. Otherwise, if we do not get into the habit of listening to them, then they will find this patient listener outside the house, maybe in their friends, maybe in somebody else in whom they can confide. So let your child have this satisfaction that you are the comfort zone, and whatever he has to tell you, he will be able to tell you, he should be able to tell you. A child, suppose there's a child who wants to have a toy which is a little further away from him, and he's crying for that toy. We as very good, very diligent parents, what we do is we give that toy to the child. Instead of making the child go to that toy, we bring that toy to the child. We are trying to make his life very easy. And as a result of this, we may be a very doting parent, but with this kind-heartedness, what have we done? We have missed out an opportunity. We have actually not given that opportunity to that child of having achieved something on his own. We have hurt his self-esteem. Many a times when a child is trying to do something, our first sentence is, okay, give it to me, I'll do it for you. Why? Let him try. If he is not able to succeed, obviously he's going to try again, but don't provide that cushion to him. Let him ask you for the help. Maybe he finds there may be a different way in which he wants to do a thing. And when you've done a thing for him, maybe he's not satisfied. So we are depriving the child of that self-esteem or whatever satisfaction he would have achieved. We have spoiled it for the child. We did it in a right intention, but that may even misfire. Words have power. And generally what we do is we throttle our child with harsh, negative words. We have to tell him, don't run inside. Don't. We started the sentence with don't. Instead, we can say, we walk inside. So that will, see, when we are giving a negative reaction to a child, don't do this, no. So we are not teaching him anything. We have just stopped him. If we have to provide a particular training to the child, don't run inside. Okay, fine. You have not achieved your objective. You have to tell him, we walk inside. You're giving him an alternative. You're not going to run inside. You're going to walk inside. We are going to walk inside. Just be quiet. Can you use a softer tone? Can you tell me this in a softer voice? For the last time, I'm telling you, come here right now. You're not in your class if you're a teacher. You're talking to your child. So you can always tell him, do you want to come here yourself or should I help you? Now, when you say, should I help you? The child knows that my mother or father will come to me. So it's better that I go to them. So then that comes in. He will understand that you want him to report to you or come near you at that particular moment. Don't go out right now. Why shouldn't he go out? What is the reason? Just tell him it is better that you don't go out right now because it is getting dark or cold outside. At least let him, give him the reason. Very often we just talk to the child without making him understand as to what has to be done. We have to use positive reinforcements. We have to explain to the child what is right for him and what is not. Last but not the least, I think this was the time given to me. All parents are heroes. and heroines. Really. All parents who are rearing their 21st century kids are heroes. You don't need a sword or a shield or a Superman strength to be a hero. You only need to have the strength for bringing up the kids of today who, instead of remaining with you only physically, are always in their own mental worlds, always in their own social worlds or social media. It's so difficult to communicate to the child today, and all the parents need to be appreciated for their heroicness. Keep it up. We all parents are unsung heroes. We are not getting any medals. We are not getting any awards. Our only award is when our child becomes successful. When our child is attaining greater heights in the society, that is an award for us. It has become so difficult for us to communicate with our children, but at least once a day or at least once in a 2 or 3 days, we should have something called quality family time spent. We should sit with our children, talk to them. Watching a movie together, I wouldn't say is so much of interaction, but at least make them sit with you, at least make them have a meal with you, teach them how to pray, talk to them, play with them, any kind of activity, and try to connect with them. We are losing out on that connecting part. They are connecting to everyone else in the world except us. If something happens at home, they're not aware of that. But what has happened in their friends' lives, who was on Facebook, who was on Insta, who was on any kind of other social media, they know. They love to post pictures, they love to post for themselves, selfies and all, but they need to connect to their immediate family also. We need to bring them up in such a way that they would become very good for their society, for their country, as well as for the world. Thank you so much for giving me a patient hearing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Anand, for your useful presentation and viewpoint. As according to your types of parenting, I think that I'm a tiger parent because I'm strict. Yeah, and according to our chat, all the participants liked your presentation and information. It was very grateful for everyone, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And the next speaker is Professor Dr. Mahmoudul Hassan, Global Leader of Global English Net. Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am here. I am here, Nanju.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think my screen is shown. Respect moderator, can you see my screen?
Your screen is visible, sir. Okay.
Visible. Okay, thank you so much. Just a minute. Okay, thank you very much, respected moderator. Especially, I am very overwhelmed to know very, very important topic and the information from the screen of Professor Anju, and it was excellent presentation. I definitely bow my heads upon your knowledge and excellencies. And in the same time, I like to welcome all the scholars who are, I believe there are many who are parents, who are going to be parents, or already who are planning to become the parents. This session is very important, very important. I especially from my core of heart thank Mr. Mahiuddin and the Global Education Network Authority to arrange such kind of very important topic. for the parents nowadays, you understand, due to having very good parenting and a positive parenting, the different kind of immoral activities, different types of crimes, different types of anomalies are occurred at our society. So need to be very, very clear about these things, because without good parenting and positive parenting, man cannot be a good parent. Man cannot be the good human being. That's why the quotation, being a parent means loving your children more than you are ever loved yourself. But how to love, how to become a very loving being for the children, that has to be discussed today. So before going to my
Mr.
screen,
Mahmoudul, I'm
yeah,
very sorry for interrupting, but we can't see your presentation.
you can't see your presentation. That's why I was asking. Okay, let's see. I am just again sharing the
Okay,
presentation.
okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it's okay now. It's
Yes,
okay
it is
now.
okay. It is visible. It is visible now.
Visible, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I am so sorry for having the inconvenience to all of you. So before going to my screen, discussion, I like to ask a question. Who knows? And you can write the comment in the comment box. What is the parenting, especially you understand at your sense? Can anyone say to me? And what is your knowledge about the parenting? We know someone is parent, or someone, both of the father and mother, they are the parents. So what is exactly parenting mean? Now, what idea? Who can explain in your own idea? Not having any quotation, just your idea you can share with me. Anyone can say to me? That will help me to go forward how to become the positive parents. Anyone? Okay, okay, I will come to that point. No need to have killing our time. I
Grooming
can
and
go that. By this
nurturing.
time, Professor Anju has described what is the parenting. Definitely, as per her presentation and the her knowledge and her delivery, it was understood is a skill. Definitely, it is a skill. But what is the parenting? In fact, it is told. Parenting is the process of promoting and supporting the physical, emotional, social, and intellectual development of a child from infancy of the uh, adulthood. You understand how many things is covered. For parenting, parenting has to have the parenthood only for the aim of promoting and supporting the physical condition of the child, emotional condition of the child, social and intellectual development of a child. So if we can identify what is the physical development, what is the emotional development, what is the social development, what is intellectual development, then definitely a parenting must be a very good parenting and a positive parenting. So that's why parenting refers to the aspects of raising a child aside from the biological relationship. Remember, I am a parent, you are parent. So by biological aspects and the effects, I can be parent, you can be parent. But for supporting the children to develop physically, emotionally, socially, and intellectually, that is important. So this parenting only cannot be given by the biological parents. The teachers are the parents. The social beings are the parents. The relatives are the parents. And the brother and the other family members, they are the parents. Because a child, where he or she is growing up and who are looking after them, all kind of thinking and all kind of the caretaking is referred to the parenting and the positive parenting. So that's why parenting is very important. So I have a question again, the quiz to all of you. who are parents and who want to be parents. So for your just mind storming, the brainstorming, the point you see, do you agree or not? Children shouldn't always get their way, but usually we ought to learn to listen to what they have to say. So if you agree, you can write strongly disagree, or neutral you are, or agree, strongly agree. So this you please write the comment in the comment box so that later on everyone can understand. Children shouldn't always get their way, but usually we ought to learn to listen to what they have to say. So if you agree, you can write agree. If you don't agree, you can write disagree. Or if you agree, you can write agree or strongly agree. So second quiz is about our the parenting. Second quiz, you see, the parent-child relationship is like a war in which if the parent wins, both sides win. But if the parent loses, both sides lose. So how do you feel? That means here the question is told, the parent-child relationship just like a war, the battle. If parent wins, then both sides win. If the parent loses, both sides loses. Do you really agree? If you agree or disagree or strongly or lightly agree, you please write the comment in the comment box. My dear colleagues and my fellow scholars, you know, from the screen of Professor and you have learned many kind of the parents. But in terms of the parenting, in terms of the looking after the children, there are four kinds of the parenthood on the parenting. First one is called authoritarian. Second one is authoritative. Third one is uninvolved. Another one is permissive. Definitely, elephant parents, tiger parents, helicopter parents, and the other Mau parents. All the parents are also in their behavior, in their daily activities, but these are parenting strategical point of view. The parents are divided, categorized into four: authoritarian, authoritative, uninvolved, and permissive. Definitely, authoritarian, very tough and very rough. And in any way, whatever parents say, that's right. The child doesn't have any option to go as per her or his way. Authoritarian. And authoritative means the authority, I mean the parents just play a role as like the authority with the positive view regarding the children's behavior. That means the authority will be imposed upon the children in the relaxed mood, just one kind of the very elephant type of the parents are like this, but very somehow balanced with the children's view and the parents' view. Nothing to be very rough and tough upon the children. Then very, I request to mute some of the microphone is unmute, please. Then uninvolved parent. What is uninvolved? There are so many parents, they are negligent. They are very negligible. They always ignore the students' the children's activities. Then they never care what the children are doing, what their kids are doing. There is no botheration from the parents. This is, I believe, very negative parenting. This is. Then permissive. Permissive means whatever children say, parents agree. Whatever the demand, parents agree. Whatever the thing, they agree. Parents do not input or do not give any inputs for developing the children. So now I think very shortly you have understood these four kinds of the parenting. So may I please ask you, which parenting you like? Which parenting is the best for rearing up the children, for processing to develop of the children? So you please write in the commentary box so that we can see later on, and you can judge yourself which one exactly you want to, which one exactly you want to implore upon the parents. I believe here 4 kind of the parentings are there. You can see on the screen the 4 kind of the parenting. The 4 kind of the parenting, you usually understand what category parenting is. It either authoritarian, either authoritative, either permissive or uninvolved. You understand which one is what. I believe you can write the figure 1, then right side figure 2, then the left side in the second row figure 3, and the right side from the figure row 2 in the 4th category. So you can understand which parenting is the better to see and to look into the matter always to develop these children's minds and everything. So since time is very short, I will not go in detail to discuss the matter. So just I like to show you the few strategies how become a very positive and a good parenting. Definitely, Professor Anju has given lot of the mistakes of the parenting, lot of the ideas about the good parenting, positive parenting. I will just tell you how to become a very positive parent, how become a very positive mother, how become a man can be very positive as a father. So everything can be given here. I have stressed out few points which denotes how to become a very positive parent. So there are so many strategies. I tell you, there are 4 strategies. I cannot go each and every one to describe, but only I have summarized. There are very, very few things which are to be cultured, which are to be practiced by the parents. So excuse me, am I audible and the screen is seen? Dear moderator, can you help me? Am I okay?
Yes, sir.
Moderator.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I have summarized into 10 categories what are the behavior, what are the activities to be maintained by the parent. So to become a very positive parents, then I have to follow few aspects by what if we can inculcate and practice upon the children's development, definitely the child will be growing up with the positive attitude. Remember, the positive things always create something good. Negative parenting, negative attitude always creates something adverse to the truth. So always to be positive. If parenting is positive, then definitely the children must be growing up with the positive attitude. This is the great lack in our society. In our society, this is very important to become or to make our children very positive. So this is how this topic is today is very important. So what is the first point? How to become a very positive parent, positive father or mother? You remember, we are parents. We are working parents. My wife works, myself works. What to do when we are at the home? First one is what you do matters. That means whatever parents do at their home, whatever they are thinking or they are telling, that matters. That's very important. So it is very, very important things to always become a very good and positive parent for the children. That what should I do? In that case, treat and respond to your child should come from the knowledgeable and deliverable sense of what you want to accomplish. So that matters. In fact, the second, the number 2, you cannot be too loving. You see, there are so many parents, either after 10 years after marriage, he or she has got the child. You understand what emotions, what exactly loves flow up, that matters. So please, if anyone wants to become mother, or if anyone is mother or father, never show the too much love toward the children. Remember, the excess of anything is very bad. Whatever you do, If it is excess, unnecessary, then definitely that will harm and affect. That will harm and affect. So that in any way that cannot be. That cannot be. So you cannot be too loving. Yes, I have to love. Definitely. I'm a mother. I'm a father. I have the bunch of love, the full of hearts of love, but I cannot show whatever that should be inside. But while children are dealt with, that I have to be a bit balanced. Either too much love, not accepted, or a very less love, not accepted. Balanced love should be there towards children. Then, then be involved. Be involved in your child's life. Very important. Usually, what happens in our society? Mother has gone at 8 o'clock in the morning toward the office. Father has gone to his office at 8 o'clock. Again, coming back, keeping their children in the hand or lap of the servant or maid servant or a relative. Then again, they are coming back at the evening. After coming back, they are refreshing themselves, and they, after refreshing, they are leaving their children. They are doing their either mobile work or social media work. They never care of the children. So this is very important to become always to be involved in the child's life. Even, yes, if we are working parents, what should we do? Definitely, we should work in our offices. But once we come back to your houses, we have to have the involvement in the child's life. Whatever they have done in the school, whatever they have done in their places, whatever they could do at their homes in their absence. So that has to be involved. The parents should be involved in their daily life. Then, four, they adapt your parenting to fit your child. So you see, very important thing. Make sure your parenting keeps pace with your child's development. You may wish you could show down and freeze the frame your child's life. So we have to adapt our parenting. There are so many things to be adapted. Sometimes children are very naughty, they disturb so much, and they never listen to the parents' advice or anything else. That's I have to be really adapt my parenting style to make or to befit our child. If I want make our child in my way, so I have to adapt myself. The own interest and own style should be followed. Then number five, establish and set rules every day. If the parents say, okay, you will not do this one, don't do it. Never think of that. Please don't do it. Like if you shout every day with the new rules and new systems, so that will affect the children's mind. They will be really puzzled which one should be followed. Today, mom is telling this one, father is telling this one. So establish the rule, the sets, the regulations, monitoring process. What are the bindings? What are the relaxations? Everything should be detailed. In that case, I can suggest the parents what can be done every day in a single time. That may be 15 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Every day there should be free talk with the children. So then you can say, today, Baba, parents, today, children or child, my loving son, loving daughter, you did so thing. So this is the harm, this is the beneficial. Everything should be delivered and described so that children can understand, yes, Papa told, mom told this thing, so I will not do this or I will do so things. So this has to be really determined and also described to the children for a clear concept, clear idea how to do, how to move at their home and outside. Then number six, what comes? Foster your child's independence. Foster your child's independence. Remember, very important things. I have born when I was when it was back to 1970, when I was born, that was back to 1980 or 90 or 100 or millennium. So remember, you never compare that during our childhood we did this thing, so this time that cannot be done. Okay, I will impose the rules upon our children. Whatever I did during my childhood, never think so. Now the time is that to make our children independent. We have to have the independency upon the children, because what happens? Encourage, I have to encourage independence, but with the set of rules. Okay, you do this, then don't go beyond this limit or don't do that much, because that may harm, that may affect the child. So that's why encourage independence helps her or your child develop a sense of solidarity, then a sense of many parents mistakenly equate their child's independence with the rebelliousness and disobedience. Many parents may think, yes, my child is talking over my talking. They are arguing. Never think so. So child should have the independence to share his or her views. You will find whatever she or he is thinking, that may be even better than the parents thinking, because he is in the circle of the friends, circle of the teachers. So many things may vary from the thinking of the parents. So independence is very important. Next, be consistent. Always I have to be, as a parent, to be very consistent, to be very I should have all the things, whatever they are doing, I should know. Whatever they do, they should tell the same thing to the parents. So nothing should be secret toward the children. Everything very freely they can share with each other. So as a parent, your most important disciplinary tool is consistency. Identify your non-negligible, so that children can't feel, yes, my parents are negligible, they are ignoring my things, my aspects. That should not be given to any child or any children. So number 8, avoid a harsh discipline. Yes, discipline is the key to success. Discipline is the main tool of becoming a good human being. Discipline is the main source of inspiration to make a very good things and good positive things. But discipline should not be in the harsh way. So Professor Anju told that never to be harsh, never to be very negative, never to be tough. So always has to be relaxed, always has to be very freedom of their behavior and the ruling and discipline. So children who are spanked, hit, or slapped are more prone to fighting with the other children. They are more likely to be bullies. Remember, the harsh discipline, what does it teach? If I am very harsh upon my children will learn how to become harsh upon the others. So if I am very polite, very gentle, very tactful, my child will learn the same thing. I should never be very harsh. I should never be tough. I should not be very rude. Then that same thing will be postured, same thing will be practiced upon his or her friends in the schools or outside. So I should not be anytime harsh in the discipline establishment. I should avoid harsh discipline. That number 9, they explain your rules and decisions. Remember, many times when the children are going to be a bit growing up, the older to older, then I should realize which rule should be imposed upon my child, which rules or discipline can be given and followed by my child. So that has to be explained. How? Suppose we can say, okay, today it's raining. So never go in the rain without any umbrella. Never go without putting on shoes in the umbrella, in the rainy field. So never play during the rain. These are the things you are telling us. Never, never, don't. Rather, we can say, yes, it's raining too much. So it's a bit harmful if you go in the rain and you will wait, and then it may affect for your feverish or for your cold. So that also should be managed by giving the logic. So if you directly hurt, if you directly negate him or her, then your child may react. Nothing will happen. Why you are telling to go outside in the rain? Nothing will happen. So your child will react. So to avoid this thing, you can explain why are you negating, why are you forbidding your child to go outside. So by explaining the harmful effects, by explaining the negative effect, then your child must understand it. Suppose, for example, I can give an example. Suppose today or any day, sorry, something went wrong probably. My screen is audible or seen, moderator?
We can't see the presentation.
Yes, suddenly it went out. Don't worry. Almost I have finished my lecture, and just now it's come again. Just a minute. Sorry, just a minute. Just a minute. Again, it's coming. Now, is it seen, dear moderator?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, dear, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Almost I have finished, so I will not go further. So you see, so I have to explain the rules and the decisions, whatever I like to impose upon my children. That is very important. Nowadays, what happens in our society or the society of every country, I must say, that students or the children who are usually they are growing up with a lot of the freedom. You have given the freedom. So in the case of the freedom, then again, if you make something very tight, then something very harsh, then they may react. So before reacting or listening to the reaction or reactive behavior, then you should explain your decisions. So today you will do, or this should not be done because of so things. So next, and the 10th and the last point which I want to share, then treat your child with respect. Remember, once your child is 2 years old, once your child is 1 year old, very infant, but then day by day he is or she is going to be teenager. So at that time, every child is born with the self-respect. Rather, I have to establish the self-respect in each and every child. And you understand that every child will have emotion. Every child will have the empowerment to exercise his or her mind. So everything should be very respectfully dealt with the children. So if children are not respected by the parents, then definitely they will not learn how to respect the other people. So teach them how to respect, teach them how to be very dignified to the others, how to love the others. So always I have to treat our children, I have to treat or behave with my child or children with a respectful attitude. So I should respect. Suppose, for example, how can I do? We can do one thing. Suppose our child or my child is done, or he or she has done a bit something wrong. But if you just threaten him, you just behave like anything with a very threatening voice, then your child will be afraid of, very afraid of. The way you gave the freedom earlier, then he usually used to tell because of freedom, because parents may not mind. So if mistakenly, if he does anything wrong, and if you threaten him, why you have done this? Why we have made like this? So what happened? So this is how, if you use very rude word, then your child will be afraid, and he or she will learn how to be disrespectful. One day, today, and third day, you will find that your child is reacting with very negative eyes, negative sight, and he or she is looking at you the way you are telling something which is not accepted by from your children to yourself and by you, the parent. So what should we do? I should treat my child with a respect. I should give the respect. The best way to get respectful treatment from your child is to treat him respectfully. Children treat others the way their parents treat them. I can show an example. Suppose one day, I am just telling a story. The one day, your one child of a parent, while coming back from the school, then one child got 500 the dollars or the $100 on the path or beside the path or the street. Then that child brought it in her pocket, in his pocket, and came to the mother. And the way that child was moving, the mother confused, and mother fell in doubt. Something went wrong, probably. Why my child is doing so thing and trying to hide himself or herself from the parents' eyes? So parents asked him very closely and told, yes, anything wrong? Did you do anything harsh at the school, or anything happened in the school, or anything you have done very bad at the school, or many questions? In a very loud voice, the parent asked that child. Then the child got very afraid of, and he or she was thinking to how to hide this thing. But as long as this bad words was hidden, the child was very afraid, even trying to be very negligent in taking the foods, everything. And mind was totally changed, because he or she neither could share this thing to the parents, nor parent could understand what exactly happened. So there was a gap between the child and the parent. On the other hand, the other parent, the same thing happened. The child got the same dollar in the street, and the parent one, she came back to the house, and that child shared this point to the parents, and parents just started bullying like anything. And then what happened? If you bully, if you threaten that child for becoming very bad things and bad practice of the children on the street, that's why next day, whatever happened, then child could learn how to hide from the parent. Child could learn how to thief the things and from the eyes of the parents. So he started practicing the hidden and secrecy systems from the parents. But once the other parents came to know, yes, my child did this mistake, and he is very shy, not telling something to the mother very openly. That mother told her and called her on the lab and told, yes, baby, anything happened wrong at the house, at the school? Then the child told, mom, today I got this taka of the dollar on the street, and I brought it in my bag. So I could neither share with you nor told something to you. So what happened? Then mother told, baby, okay, why have you brought it? Then then child told, I brought it because if it is there, someone will take, and the right person will not find out anymore, then he will be loser. At that time, mom told, okay, baby, excellent job done. Thank you very much. You have brought to me and told me, you do one thing, you just go to that place and just stand few minutes. If someone goes, you will find someone is looking for something else. Someone is thinking for getting something else, whatever he has lost. Then you just greet him and tell him and return that dollar that I have got it in the street, and my mom told that is to return it to the right person. That's why, uncle, I am standing here. This is your money. This is your dollar. You please take it. You see what the difference between two parenting. So always parenting should be in the very respectful way. If the parents, on the other hand, could be very harsh, very bullying, then child started learning how to thief, how to hide, how to disrespect, how to hide him or herself from the parent. That's why always to be free, but always treat with the respectful attitudes. So, my dear colleagues and the dear scholars, you understand these are the things which we in fact wanted to know. What are the things? What are the ways we should give to the parents? So I believe you have understood what there are so many things to share with you. So due to having the very short time, we cannot share with everything, but definitely uh, we we can say to you the way you have understood that will help us to make our child very positive, to make our children very much good with their help of the good parenting and the very positive parenting. So thereafter, I like to say to you, during your sense, which parenting is very good, which parenting is very effective, and what should we do, what we can make ourselves the very positive parent. So I believe you have understood. I like to I like to stop my slides, and I like to come to your phone, and I like to share myself with your views and everything. So my dear colleagues, now if you have any query or any questions, I am ready to answer to your questions. So at the last, I like to say, be positive, earn positivity. Avoid negativity and become and avoid all kind of negative attitudes. So always we have to be positive. We have to be very good towards behaving with the children. So thank you so much, and thank you, moderator. I still, if you have any query regarding any parenting, regarding any kind of the good parenthood, definitely you can ask me your questions. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan. And according to our participants, they asked in a chat box for your quiz number 1 and number 2. Mostly participants answered that they strongly agree. For this
very good, very good.
Yeah.
Everything is correct. You see, this is the parenting. So they have disagreed to the points. So parents, whatever children say, definitely we have to listen to the children. I have to listen to the children first. Then I can get something out of the children's attitudes and behavior. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you for your informative and useful information according to the parenting. Of course, we are parents and we have to respect our children and explain everything in a positive way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next speaker is global leader of Global English Net, Parshuram Sharma Nruwala. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your names. Yeah, are you here?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pronouncing a name is quite difficult, because I also, if I have to pronounce your name, maybe I'll make mistake. So it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Now we have done it very correctly. I'm just telling only. Okay. namaste everybody. This is how we greet in Nepal. I live in Kathmandu, and I am very fortunate to listen to two people here, Anju Madam and Dr. Mahadul Hassan sir from Bangladesh. So great that we have heard a lot about how to do a good parenting, how to become good parents. This is a big problem in this world, fast changing world. The children are exposed to so many, mediums, and they are exposed to so many things. It's very, very difficult. I've seen. So I have two grown-up parents, as Madam Anju had also mentioned that she has two grown-up children. I also have two grown-up children, and I am a grandfather, and both my son and daughter have one child each. And for the last 1 year, more than 1 year, for 14 months, I have been looking after my grandson. So being a teacher for the last 40 plus years, studying child psychology and all the other things, it is entirely different than what you have studied in the college on child psychology is very difficult to implement on your own children. I am finding it quite hard because the children are very, very fast these days. It's not the way that we were born and we were grown up. So I think we always think, one thing I would like to, after thanking the two speakers, I would like to just share some of my thoughts on parenting. Now, I also do a lot of parenting education for the schools. They invite me and I tell a lot of things. And one of the things that I always tell is that we always think of the children after they are born. After they are born, then we start taking care of them and, trying our best to make the best people in the world, best human beings in the world, But I think we are forgetting one very important thing is that the prenatal stage, when the child is in the womb, in the mother's stomach, I think when in one of the trainings, I was told by one teacher that I do so much of thing to my child, but still the child is not obeying. The child is quite aggressive, and I am not doing anything like that. I am not aggressive. I love my child, but she's so aggressive. Then I had to ask her, what had happened to you when the child was in your stomach, in your womb, when the child was during your pregnancy time? Did you face anything bad? Did you face anything very, very unusual? Did you face any accident? So then she says, yes. Yeah, this is because of that. Because the child inside, once the zygote is formed, once the conception takes place, that's a living thing. And the definition of living thing is it feels, it grows, it does all this, it senses everything. So what we always forget is that we hardly take care of the pregnant mother. What she has to do, what she doesn't have to do, what she doesn't have to do, what she should not do at all. So if we make some mistakes there, then everything is set. When before the child is born, everything is set. Everything, whatever the mother does, if there is a problem in the family, if she has faced some big, difficult things in life, that will affect the child, the embryo, the embryonic stage. Then the child will be born with that kind of a thing in the head. So it's very difficult to change those things. So we have to be really, really careful during the prenatal stage. That's what I used to say. So once they are born, then it's in our hand. Then these parents, today's parents are very busy because they are working from morning till evening till night, and the children are left with the maid servants, and we expect the best discipline, but we never check the discipline of the maid, and all these kind of factors are affecting the child's growth. So we love, yes, all the parents try to love, but some are quite harsh. But what I say is that we have to be harsh in a very soft way. We have to be very firm, but disciplined. That's what I say. And we have to give maximum time to the children. These days, the parents have given, I have seen even here also, the parents have no time to give to the children. They have money, they give money and just leave the child. And that's going to spoil. That has spoiled. I have seen quite a good number of examples that money has spoiled. They have no time but money because they are making money. They are busy making money, but no time for the children. So those kind of children are facing a lot of issues these days. So we have to really, really give time. And we always think that they are empty-headed. We think that, oh, they don't know anything. They don't care, but they know everything. They are full of things. They are not empty. Their head is not empty. Our job is, as parents, teachers, and elders, is to unfold and to take out the best. That's what Mahatma Gandhi has also said. Take the best out of the human being, body, mind, and spirit. So it's not filling in with the knowledge and the external things. It's to bring out the best, because the child has all the potential. Every child has the potential. Every child is unique and special. So we have to understand this. And we also have to, we should not forget the instinctive drives of the children, the natural instinctive drives. Once we understand the instincts, the natural instincts, then we will understand their needs. So if we can understand their needs and instincts, I think then we can treat each child in a different way. We have to have individualized instruction or direction, because every child is different. So we have to treat every child in a different way. Even from the same parents, two children are born, they are different. Out of 8 billion people in the world, everybody is different. No one is same. Even the twins are different. So we have to really understand their feelings, their instincts, then treat that, understand those things. So I think if we can do this, then it becomes a positive parenting. Understanding is the most important thing. Understand the child, study the child. We have to really study how the child is moving, what the child needs, what the child is trying to do, what the child is going to ask, trying to say. No, from the body language, we can understand all these things. So if we can really, really go very minutely, then it becomes positive parenting. But just shouting and, disciplining, harsh, that is not, that's going to spoil further. So I think we have to be very soft, loving, caring, and I would always use a word called guided freedom. They should be free to do anything, but it should be guided. They can't just be left like that. It should be guided. So that's what I feel about the children's growth and also development. So I will not elaborate everything, because the two speakers have covered almost everything, all the aspects of child growth and development, positive parenting, how the parents should be like. But I think because of the today's world, everybody is busy, and they have no time for the parents. So I would now urge all the parents, or the to-be parents, those who are going to become parents, to give maximum time to the children. Listen to them very carefully, closely. Then you will understand the child's needs. And if you fulfill the needs, the growth is automatic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And here in the chat box, Mrs. Anand writes to you, "Sir, I think you would be finding it more difficult to bring up your grandchild than your son and daughter."
Yes, very, very true. Because in our days, when I was young, about 30 years ago, my son was just born 35 years ago. It was easy, because there is no much of many media. There is no television that time. I didn't have a television. I had a small tape recorder, and that's all. No mobile phones, no other gadgets. But now the children, my grandchild, doesn't eat food without the television. We have to show the television to give food. If the television is off because of the light power failure, we have to give a mobile. So this has become the day. It's very difficult, very difficult. It's good to be digitally literate, but the children are so much attached to these digital things, and it's very difficult even for me to really, but I'm slowly trying to correct him, and I'm becoming a little successful. I hope I'll become. So definitely, yes, it is more difficult to raise the children now because of the so much of mediums, so much of exposure than what I did for my son. And I think it was easier for my father to raise me because there was even we didn't have a radio those days.
Okay, thank you. And we thank all the participants that you were with us at today's webinar. Yeah. I have done all what I asked. Have you any questions?
Thank you, dear our great moderator, for a great session, for operate a great session. Thanks to all our today's all of attendance on the behalf of Global Education Network, and especially thanks to our today's team and our today's two great speakers from Anand from India. Her presentation was very great and very helpful for us for parenting. And our another speaker, Professor Dr. Hassan Mahamudul Hassan sir from Bangladesh. His presentation also more great and very interesting and very thankful for us. And our today's welcome speaker, Uday Salazar from Guatemala. So I want to say about her. All of us, all of our learner, and my English is not good, but I want to try for best for our community, for our country, for our education, for SDG 4. And especially thanks to our honorable chairperson, Parshuram Sharma Nayanullah sir from Nepal is my best friend, my best guardian from beginning time of Zen. So you know that Zen is an organization for 100 or 120, 118 country. I want to grow our Zen if you can help us, and I think Zen will be very powerful or very thankful organization for our community, for our education. Okay, just I have sent our attendance link in our Zoom chat box. Dear all of attendance, please you need to fill this attendance link for get certificate. And our today's team, our respected moderator, our two speakers, our welcome speaker, and our chairperson, and no need to fill this. Just I have information for information all of him or all of you. So I will send you certificate within short time. Tomorrow, our great session in our Bangladesh in offered by Bengali. So just after 2 or 3 days, I will make you and give you certificate on the behalf of Global Education Network. And just I have request to all, please fill this form in short time. After 10 minutes, we will stop our attendance link. Okay, anyone can ask any question or give okay, dear Kazi Asadujaman sir from Bangladesh. Anyone can say anything, please. Dear Manoj sir, have you stopped live? Manoj sir, you can stop our live. Okay. Anyone can say anything or give about feelings. Okay, please. Okay, thank you. Thanks to all. Thanks to our honorable again. Our honorable. Okay, dear Hassan sir, Mohammed Hassan sir, please sir, you can say sir. You have raised his hand.
Hello. Thank you so much. In fact, nothing to be told especially. Definitely, I want to thank the organization of Global Education Network for having and creating such kind of the wonderful sessions, which is very important for all the parents I told you or who are going to be parents. Even I think this kind of the session should continue as a series wise, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, within 4 series can be concluded, because today many people they could not come or attend due to their very busy schedule. Another day they may come. So this kind of topic, whichever to be fixed, that may be continuing with the 1, 2, or 3, 4 series, so that if someone misses something, other day he or she can join. So this is my suggestion. And finally, I tell all of you, there are many friends who are really directly my friends, and they have joined here. And definitely, I am very amazed to see the performance of the moderator, the other speakers. I believe who you are here, everyone is very good speaker, everyone is knowledgeable, everyone is a great educator. So I believe everyone should have the pace how to speak and what to talk. So everyone should be given the scope. I believe the inspiration must be established if the inspiration comes from the each and every corner. So I again, on behalf of Bangladesh, I wish all of you the best wishes for having such kind of the organization and to be attached with that with the membership. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you.
Thank you. And Salina Akhtar from Bangladesh raises hand. Okay. Have you got any question?
No, there is no question, but I want to say this is a very wonderful, amazing, and outstanding, actually authentic program. And I will be so much benefited from this program. And I want to, this program will be continue. And we not only attend here, but also we gather a lot of knowledge from this session. And actually I want to thanks to all organizer, presenter, and speaker who have arranged this session. And actually from our Bangladesh, Mohiddin sir, to thanks, a lot of thanks from my cordial heart to arrange this session and to involve us with we have learned many knowledge, and to gather many knowledge and improve our knowledge. And we also learn from this from here good parenting. Actually this is the main topic, main question, and from our country, not only from our country but also all over the world. This is the main point, parenting. And this parenting, today's parenting is a future parenting, and child will be benefited and parent will be benefited from this session. Thanks a lot from my cordial heart, all of to all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next, Mr. Manak Noble. Yeah, inspire. Okay.
Good evening. Good evening. This is me. Actually, it's not Inspire Manak. Actually, I am working as a nodal officer for one of the programs that is being run by Government of India, and that we call as Inspire Manak here in India. And actually, I have kept the profile name in that very name. So sorry for that. My name is Ajaz Jahangir Asar. I am from India, and I am working as a teacher. Actually, I heard one of the lectures about the freedom of the child, that a child should be given so much of freedom. And I got a bit confused because I got confused the way if we have to provide the child so much of freedom, have we not to exercise any constraints and be a bit harsh when the child creates mess and tears the papers and does some naughty things, and have we not to be a bit harsh there, and have we give the freedom there also? And where I am a bit confused. Overall, it was very nice to listen to our respected speakers. Thank you.
Thank you. The next, Sapna Malik.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was really a real pleasure to hear all the speakers, and I especially liked the first speaker, Ms. Anju Anand, especially the point about when we need to develop an understanding with the child, we need to, instead of, we have two options, that is of snorkeling and deep diving. So this is something, this is my key takeaway from here, that definitely we need to open the communication channels with our children. And the other two speakers also gave very valuable points. It was a big learning experience for us to attend this webinar. Please keep up the good work. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
I just to answer to what Mr. Inspire, I forgot his name anyway, from Inspire Manak Narbal. He was saying that about the freedom. So I think I also spoke about the freedom, but I always told about the guided freedom. We have to be at the side. And as it is, the children are with so much of energy, full of things. They want to do a lot of, they want to really explore a lot of things. And definitely, yes, they will tear papers and they'll do all the naughty things, fine. But just to channelize that kind of energy, I think we have to, instead of the useful papers, the papers that we use, I think we have to provide them newspapers. So let them tear, let them channelize the energy into, by tearing the papers, they will also develop their fine motor skills. So I think we have to really engage them in a lot of activities and for channelizing the energy. Otherwise, they will be doing a lot of other things. So I think we have to be at the side and give them the best time for channelizing the energy by doing so many physical things. So then they'll get tired. Otherwise, the energy will remain and they'll do something else. That's why in the schools and high schools, I think we can see a lot of breakage in the schools. A lot of break. They break a lot of things, the switches and things, the boards like that, because they have so much of energy, they have no other things to do. So we have to really channelize the energy by engaging them in some productive work. Thank you. I hope I answered to some extent.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am, should I say something? I am Ejaz Jahangir again.
Yeah.
Yes. Please continue.
Sir, actually, thanks a lot. Now you used the term guided, and that I had missed, and now it's all clear. Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Just if you give permission me, I can stop our today's meeting and I can say goodbye all. Okay. Thank you. See you again.
Okay. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.